Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea. For the longest time, this rag doll has been bothered by a trend in our media, and in woke culture for that matter, whereby we seem to be inundated with the quote, ideal American ideology of what a perfect America should look like. Never mind that no one ever polled the vast majority of Americans to glean what their ideas were of America they wanted to live in. No, instead, woke media conglomerates and San Francisco straw polls were seemingly used, along with fans of the Star Wars series. What are you even talking about, crazy puppet? Well, let's go ahead and take this one off the rails of political correctness and start telling this story like it needs to be told, my compadres. If you by chance watch any television content these days from any of the major propaganda corporations, you're surely going to see some advertising during that time. Commercials, the bane of society, but supposedly necessary all the same in order to allow said propaganda corporations to continue to create and publish their content. Although it has occurred to my fabric brain more than once, the cable and satellite television stations do glean the mass of their monetary income from the cable and satellite subscribers. So tell me exactly why are commercial advertisements even needed on those networks? I know, subject for another day. Back on top. It seems from all observations that the main purpose of basically all advertising agencies creating commercial content for a wide variety of product and services is to present every family and or social gathering as racially mixed. Diversity seems to be the be-all and end-all of these ad agencies, and so the madness continues. Never mind the overall majority of Americans have families made up of only their ethnicity. That affects the reasoning of these ad agencies not in the slightest. As long as they can put a person of African ancestry and with some people of European ancestry, they have hit their apex, at least in their limited mind, that is. So, folks, what we so often get in the hodgepodge of commercial ads on the programs that we watch are every woke attempt to make us believe that the average American either has family members of other ethnicities or that they socialize in circles that are also ethnically mixed. Well, friends and neighbors, let me add a disclaimer at this point. The statements I just made about other ethnicities are limited only to African and European peoples. No other ethnic groups are allowed to be included. Forget that nonsense. No, all that the ad agencies seem to allow to represent average Americans are blacks and whites. Yep, that is the complete ethnic makeup of the United States, is it not? Now, as for this puppet, I am wise to tricks and as such recognize that woke brainwashing tactics at work and sincerely hope that you can as well. Where do we all get off as a society with completely omitting Asians, Hispanics, Indigenous Americans, or Inuits from our television ads? It really seems, from what I can see anyway, that the moneyed corporations hiring these ad agencies are deathly afraid of somehow offending black Americans at all costs, but white Americans are open game to insult, abuse, and ridicule at will. I'm not exaggerating in the slightest, people. Take a look around at the ads running on television at this very moment. You will see blacks made to appear only as well-educated, balanced, and sensible individuals who are always the hero or possessors of positive, redeeming characteristics. You will never see them depicted as the villain, lesser intelligent, the buffoon, or in any position whereby they could be laughed at. We cannot have that, lest the woke BLM crowd gather their torches and come to burn down the advertising corporations or even the ad agencies themselves. But folks, on the other hand, whites are regularly painted in an unflattering manner, in all forms of disgrace, as lowly pizza delivery drivers, as nefarious schemers, as buffoons, as lesser intelligent, and everything under the sun that blacks will not be painted as by the corporations and ad agencies. And this, friends and colleagues, should bother everyone watching, regardless of ethnicity. Any nation that openly targets a certain group of people while openly lauding another group is really no different than 1930s Germany, is it? Additionally, anyone with observation skills will see many commercial ads with black men as husbands or boyfriends of white women, but never the other way, with white men being the husbands or boyfriends of black women. Now, anyone can place their own level of reasoning as to exactly why this is the case, but I will state that there are deep race-based scars in this country from the past where black men were somehow seen as less than equal to white men, and as such could be beaten or even killed if they were found making any moves on a white woman. Is this the ad agencies putting their symbolic thumbs in the eyes of white men who maybe still do not like white women coupling with black men? Perhaps. But why the almost complete lack of depicting white men as husbands to black women then? There really is no way of painting this situation in a positive light, my viewers. This reason alone is one of the main reasons for my complete exit from over-the-air television and satellite content, along with the vast dearth of immoral and otherwise evil programming, of course. Allow me now to address another side to the current woke corporate mindset as forced upon us largely unsuspecting American public. You will, in print media and online advertising, see families and social gatherings depicted as so multicultural it almost boggles the mind. I'm talking about groups of supposed family members made up of almost every major ethnicity, and most social gatherings will be displayed in the same manner. Remember my comment at the opening of this episode about the Star Wars series? To anyone who has ever seen the original Star Wars film from 1977, the creature cantina has to ring a bell. Well, suffice it to say that the corporations and other ad agencies publishing in print media and online have tried every effort to make most ads as diverse as that fictional watering hole. Okay, before anyone screams the R word at me, or post it in the comments, let me say that you cannot fault this puppet for simply stating the obvious, can you? Do I hate people or harbor ill will toward an entire ethnic group because of their skin color or facial similarities? Far from it. Do I speak what I see as the truth? Absolutely so, and on a recurring, frequent basis. What I do long for, my friends, is simply honest and fair representation of people, families, and social gatherings in the ads I see. Not scripted to what the corporations think the optimal depiction of such groups will be. Everything else feels fake and deliberately scripted to rewire our thinking. Let us see potato chip commercials with a family made up of indigenous Americans. Let us see car advertisements with a group of college friends made up solely of Asian Americans. How about a funny insurance commercial where a white guy is not the chosen buffoon? Basically, kids and cousins, the puppet is sick of tired of the criminally woke culture and its massive drive to force feed us outright propaganda with no questions asked. The time to stand up to that garbage is now. Good night, my loyal viewers, and sleep well.